Doki Doki Everlasting is a Doki Doki Literature Club fan mod that is not affiliated in any way with Team Salvato. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the official game. Game files for Doki Doki Literature Club are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free at that place or on Steam. By playing Doki Doki Everlasting, you agree that you have completed Doki Doki Literature Club and accept any spoilers contained within. I sure do. Sup, it's Hallie, and welcome to Doki Doki Everlasting. This game is an unofficial fan game, unaffiliated with Team Salvato. It's got one of them sideways menus. Well, first we gotta do the thing that I always do, because you know how I love my text speed and my music volume all the way up, so the balance is better against my voice and all that stuff. Alright, let's start a new game. We're gonna be Hallie, just like we always are. Okay. This mod is a demo, and I don't know how long it is, but we'll see. We're here! I slowly rub my eyes open and look outside into the neighborhood. Oh, that was pretty quick. Well, here you go. I pull out my wallet and rifle through it, eventually grabbing onto a couple hundred yen. Keep the change, sir. He nods slowly as I step outside and thank him for his service. As the taxi drives off into the distance, I find my gaze on the house in front of me. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves on bushes as I mutter something underneath my breath. Welcome back, Hallie. I crack a slight smile. It's been around 5 years since I've last lived here. I remember everything about this place, the memories I've made, the fun I've had, and so on. The nostalgia is almost overwhelming. Drawing in a deep breath, I take the key out of my pocket and unlock the door. I quickly lie my suitcases on the couch and place the rest of my belongings on the kitchen table. I didn't really pack much, just clothes and other necessities. I scan the kitchen and eye the refrigerator. After a long trip, the thing I need the most right now is a meal. I open the refrigerator door and see 1 carton of milk, which is most likely expired by now, as well as a bit of food stored in containers. Most of it I doubt is even edible by now. Sighing, I land my eyes on the pantry. There's got to be something in here, right? Opening the pantry, I notice a bit of canned food and 1 whole loaf of bread. What am I supposed to do with all of this? After hours of starving, I'm definitely not eating a few slices of bread, or any canned food for that matter. Well, I mean, what do you want? Do you want your food fresh? You just came back from a long time. Of course it's all expired. I end up shutting the door and slumping onto a kitchen chair. I would be mad at my aunt for not leaving at least a bit of food for me, but I know how hard business can be for her at times. Oh, okay. So someone is actively living here. Besides, I do have some leftover allowance from the trip here. I make a mental note to get groceries later. I would do it now, considering I still need another L, have a good amount of time before dark, but I'm still feeling a bit tired from the trip. 5 hours on a plane and a 1-hour taxi drive surely can make you feel exhausted. Catching up on some sleep doesn't seem like a bad idea. I close my eyes and rest my head on my arms. What? The ringtone of my alarm shatters the silence, pulling me back into a state of awakeness. Awakeness? Who's calling me? Opening my phone, I realize I've been sleeping for about a full hour. Yeah, that happens to me. However, the time has the least of my focus right now, as my gaze lands on the caller ID. Sayori. When she heard the news that I was coming back into town, she blew up my phone with texts and calls. This is like, I don't know, the 20th call / text I've got from her. Either way, it doesn't matter. I've come to learn that it's pretty typical of people to be thrilled at the prospect of their friend returning after 5 years. Now we know how long it's been. Sayori's no exception, but then again, she gets easily excited over the little things anyway. I answer the call.
Hallie!
Her voice sparkles with excitement. Hey, I'm sorry to inform you that Hallie's unfortunately not with us anymore.
Aw, really? That sucks. I was really looking forward to meeting him again.
Yeah. On a brighter note, I'm back into town.
Yay! I missed you!
I did too. All of those video calls didn't do our friendship enough justice, right?
Yep. Now you're here, we can finally be together again.
I can easily tell that she's bouncing up and down. It's pretty obvious given that it's Sayori. Sounds like fun. Anyway, how have you been?
It's been going great. I met so many awesome people and even made new friends. You?
Nothing much. You know me.
That sounds a lot like you.
Hey, what is that supposed to mean? Sayori giggles over the line.
Nothing.
Aside from making new friends, what else did you do? Sleep doesn't count, by the way.
You act like that's all I do.
Sayori takes on a mock, pouty voice that never fails to make me feel somewhat guilty of what I said. Ah, come on, you know I kid. A loud grumble coming from my stomach interrupts the conversation. Hey, Sayori, you got any food for me?
Why?
I'm kinda hungry.
And I thought I was the hungry one.
Are you hungry too?
Yeah. But don't worry, I got us covered.
Really?
Yep, just stop over at my house. I'll make you feel right at home.
Alright. I forgot where you lived, though.
Don't worry about that. I can help you find my house.
Got it. I'm on my way. Are they not neighbors in this one? With Sayori still on the line, I stand up and head outside. Man, this really does feel like a blast to the past. I remember back when we were children, where Sayori and I would just play at the park and goof off from sunrise until sunset on weekends. On school weekdays, we'd usually walk to and from school together. Sometimes we'd even have sleepovers at each other's houses. Need an apostrophe there. It's gotten to the point where we could enter each other's... there you've got there! Houses like we were family. Needless to say, my childhood was actually pretty bright and related. I have to thank Sayori for that sometime later. Finally, I make it to Sayori's house. Like before, it was just a few houses down the block from my aunt's. I knock lightly to confirm my arrival to Sayori. She swings open the door almost immediately.
Ollie!
Sayori leaps into my arms, nearly causing us to topple over. Normally I'd tell her off or something like this, but I simply can't bring myself to do it. Oh, wait. Bring myself to it! Ah, I did notice there's a 2 missing there. I shouldn't ruin a moment like this. Maybe I shouldn't either. I wrap my arms around her and embrace the moment for a while. It feels good being able to finally feel her warmth again. After a while, we part from the hug.
I'm so glad you're back. Come in. I just finished cooking like 5 minutes ago.
I raise an eyebrow suspiciously.
Why are you looking at me like that? I didn't say anything bad, did I?
Sayori, last time I remember, you nearly burned your house down.
Come on, that was just one time.
I know, but I'd rather stay cautious. Who knows what went on when I was gone?
I promise that my cooking has improved. In fact, I think you'll love it.
We'll see. I ruffle her hair a bit as she gently giggles. If it's food, I'm sold anyway.
Great, come on in then.
She moves out of the way, allowing me to enter the house. A faint smell of cleaning bleach hits my nostrils as soon as I enter. Did she just clean today? Huh, I never would have expected that from Sayori, of all people. Is she really trying to put up an impression for me? I appreciate the thought, but I personally don't really care either way. I've dealt with her long enough that her messes were pretty much second nature to me. Scanning the kitchen, I noticed Sayori with oven mitts on. She pulls a tray out of the oven and places it on the counter above. It smells like... garlic?
Yeah, I bought some cheesy garlic bread earlier today. Doesn't it smell good?
Yeah, I guess.
Are you allergic to garlic, by the way? I wouldn't want to make you sick on your first day back.
Nah.
Oh, that's great. I mean, you're drooling right now, so you must be really hungry.
I guess you could say that.
Need anything to drink?
Water'll do. Sayori grabs 2 glasses from the cabinet and fills them both with tap water before setting each of them on the table. Afterwards, she scavenges through her cabinet again and produces 2 dinner-sized plates. I sit down and watch as Sayori puts a single large piece of garlic bread onto each of the plates, leaving 4 still on the tray. God, I could use some garlic bread. She then sets one plate in front of me, and the other plate on the opposite end of the table. Before I can dig in, Sayori stops me.
Wait, you should let it cool down for a minute.
Okay. I stare at the food for a while. It looks edible, at least, so that's a plus. I don't know if it tastes good, though. But then again, how could you butcher garlic bread anyway? It's just following the instructions listed on the box. I think I can eat the food now. I've been waiting for a few minutes. Grabbing a piece of bread, I take a giant bite. This actually tastes pretty good. It might be the hours of starvation talking, but this is definitely the best thing Sayori's cooked that didn't end in a disaster. I guess her cooking really did improve.
Someone must have really liked it.
Huh? I look down and realize I've already ate half of my slice. Must have been zoning out for a while without me noticing. I really need to stop doing that. I guess I did. That's what being hungry can do to you.
Wait, did you even eat it all on the way here?
I couldn't. Planes apparently don't use cash to pay for meals.
Wait, they don't?
Apparently so. I'm still pissed off about that. What, they didn't have anything for free?
That's so mean of them.
Tell me about it. I leave off at that as I stand up and fetch another slice from the tray.
Hopefully I'll remember to tell Monica that.
Huh? Who's Monica?
Oh, she's a super duper cool friend. She usually goes on big trips at the end of the year. I think she's going to Amsterdam after the school year ends.
Amsterdam? Sounds pretty expensive.
Oh, don't worry about it. Monica's parents have enough money to afford it. At least that's what she told me.
I see. I grab my glass of water and take a sip from it. Anything else about her?
Well, she's smart, talented, passionate, nice, thoughtful, beautiful, confident. Oh, and she's also the president of my club.
Your club? You have a club? Now that is something I can find hard to believe.
Yup, I'm the vice president of the literature club.
Okay, I also didn't expect that. Wait, didn't you use to dislike literature in general? It would be used to since it's past tense. Why the sudden change?
Monica, the others showed me that literature can be a lot of fun.
I see. What about the others? They seem interesting. Tell me about them. If they can get Sayori of all people interested in a club like that, then I really want to know who they are.
Well, Natsuki's very cute and always full of energy. She also likes to read manga.
Manga?
Yeah, I think you'll love her. Yuri's also very smart and talented, although she can come off as a bit shy.
I see.
Hey, that reminds me. You should join us sometime, and then we can all be friends.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea, given how ordinary my routine is. However, is a literature club really worth my time? I doubt I'll maintain the same level of enthusiasm Sayori or any of the members hold about the subject. At the end of the day, it feels like a giant waste of time. But on the other hand, I could use with some social interaction every once in a while. The phrase would be I could do with some social interactions, D-O instead of that. And if Sayori managed to get into literature via the club, it might be worth a shot. I'll think about it. That was a terribly generic response, and I almost feel the need to facepalm with that. However, Sayori doesn't seem fazed by my lack of response, and simply nods, going back to her food. We talk for a few more minutes, mostly about school and what we've been doing. Looking outside, I realize that we still have an hour or two before night really settles in. Maybe I could do something with her. But what can I do? Watch a movie? What would we even watch, though? I know Sayori's usually a sucker for happy movies, but they're personally not for me. Besides, I have little to no movie knowledge, so that's off the table. But then what? Anime, maybe? I mean, I know a few good shows I could watch with her. However, I doubt they're really going to be her style at all. Actually, never mind. They're definitely not going to be for her. I sigh. Well, I guess I could always just look for something that catches my eye. I excuse myself from the table and navigate to Sayori's living room. Living room. I plop down on the couch and turn on the television. Sayori must have Netflix, right? Luckily enough, she does have an account for the platform. Now let's see. Although I normally catch new episodes for animes I'm interested in airing on live television, some animes I generally enjoy have already ran their courses. It sucks, because I doubt they do reruns of them on TV. Ugh. I've been sitting here for minutes, and I still can't find something that catches my eye. I'm just about to give up when I see Sayori coming into the living room.
Hey, are you okay over there? You seem to be having a bit of trouble.
Sayori, do you know what we should watch? I point to the screen.
I don't know. I'm not very good at choosing. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Here, why don't we just, pick a random show out?
Sounds like fun.
Alrighty then. Sayori takes a seat next to me as I continue browsing for something to watch. Eventually, I give up and select a random anime. A randome, if you will. Man, I knew I shouldn't have let my instincts get the better of me. Although it's got a comedic feel to it, for the most part, it feels boring and uneventful. Of all animes, did I really have to choose a rom-com? It's not that I despise rom-coms at all, it's just that I'm not a fan of it. Sayori, for the most part, has fallen asleep after the first 2 episodes ended. And I honestly don't blame her. I nearly fell asleep too. Hey Sayori, wake up. I gently shake her awake and she stirs in response. Come on, we gotta get you to bed. After a few more shakes, she finally lets out a yawn and cracks open her eyes a bit. You're pretty sleepy, huh? Now let's get you to bed. Wrapping an arm behind her, I sit her up and prepare myself to carry her. Whenever Sayori sleeps, it's really hard to wake her up, unless if it's morning or I bring up the topic of food. So I'm pretty much out of options. This really does feel like we're little kids again. I finally lift her up and get taken aback by how heavy she is. I can't give up just yet, though. Mustering all of my strength, I finally manage to carry her in a good enough position, and I begin to walk up to her bedroom. Hopefully I remember which door it was. I enter Sayori's bedroom after a bit of struggle and flip on the light switch. I notice that her room's the same as it's always been, even keeping the stuffed animals I won for her at this carnival a few years back. I gently place her onto the bed. Good night, Sayori. Sleep well. Tracing my steps, I head back the way I came, making sure to flip off the light switch. But before I could do so, Sayori manages to say something.
Wait.
You need something?
I really missed the time I spent with you. I was wondering if you would like to walk with me to school tomorrow.
I give her a gentle smile in response. Of course we can. Sayori doesn't respond, and her lips faintly curve into a smile, her eyes still closed. See you tomorrow. I turn off her light and depart from Sayori's house. The walk back to my house was quiet and peaceful. During that time, my mind weighs over my talk with Sayori today. Despite how much she's changed, I still remember her as that little ball of sunshine I've grown up with. Talking with her in person after so long was very pleasant. Her smile brings out that warm, fuzzy feeling within me, something I've never felt in so long, even after our various video calls. Maybe haven't felt in so long? You can't remember it if you never felt it, right? My mind drifts off to what Sayori told me today about her club. I'm surprised that she even managed to get into a literature club of all places, and to become the vice president of it. Maybe I'll enjoy it myself. Only time will tell. Quiet, watch. We're still going. After unpacking my suitcases, I flop down onto my bed, exhaustion finally catching up to me. Finally, some well-needed rest. Almost in an instant, I close my eyes and drift off to sleep.
Hey!
I look up from my phone and spot Sayori sprinting towards me from the distance, flailing her arms around. Noticing her, I quickly turn off my phone and slide it back inside my pocket.
Whoa!
You didn't need to run, Sayori.
I thought I was gonna be late.
Well, you're fine, hopefully. Sayori leans and puts her hands on her knees, trying to catch her breath. I give her a few minutes to recompose herself. After about a minute or so, she perks back up.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright. Shall we go then?
Yup.
We cross the street together and make our way to school. Since I don't know the way there, I just fall behind and let Sayori take the lead. As we continue forward, the streets become increasingly speckled with groups of students making their daily commute.
So, have you thought about the club yet?
I have, but I don't know if I'm interested in literature. Much less a club about it. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to pass on that offer.
Allie, it's a new school. You should be making new friends. The last thing I want is for you to become a shut-in with no social skills. Or for you to become a NEET because you're not used to the real world. I die at the thought of that. Please don't make me worry about you.
Alright. I'll check it out after school, okay? I won't promise that I'll join, though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Fine.
Yay!
What did I get myself into? I'm honestly surprised I let myself relent to her despite me turning down the offer. It's probably because deep down I know she's right. I was never the social type, even in my childhood. I would always just seclude myself from others. At least, until Sayori wanted to become my friend at the park one day. I can still remember that day. We arrive at the front gate. Immediately I take notice. A giant clock towering over the grounds. Oh, pardon me. Take notice of a giant clock.
So
I guess I'll see you later.
Yep, see you soon, Allie.
Bye. Sayori trots off, vanishing in a sea of people. Meanwhile, I find myself staring at the building ahead, clutching the strap of my bag. I can feel the anxiety tighten in my chest. It's not that I fear the prospect of going to a new school. It's mainly the people. I was never a fan of my old school because I was judged for my interests, as well as dealing with a fair amount of bullying. Well, you'll get that anywhere, bud. It's like meeting people who don't actively judge you for who you are is the hardest part in life. That and having friends who treat you fairly, and not using you as a scapegoat for their dirty work. Maybe this place is different? But even then, what makes the students here different from my old school? Ugh, I really need to stop thinking so negatively. Just go inside and have a good day. Following down my fears, I push open the doors and enter the building.